Welcome back. Hopefully much prettier than before. I did a lot this week, redid a lot of the base, so that's not detailed with cobble. And made some new toys to play with. But to start with, I installed this shader pack, complementary shaders. I'm still having some performance issues with it, but it's something that I'll work with. It's too pretty not to. Is that smog, or is that just the rain effect? Huh? Oh, shit. That's crazy. Okay, I might be playing with this all the time. Sadly, I still haven't gotten around to healing axe, which honestly at this point doesn't feel like it should be a focus of mine. I started kitchen and made it a bit prettier than what you'll see here. I also wanted this first floor to have some of that same stone road glass to wood transition, and that's all finished as of now. Next was heading back to the Twilight Forest for a nickel vein. Some of the ores in there were giving me some new alloys and new pipes, bottom pipes, huge upgrades to the bronze I was using now. And it was taking a while to find. It was getting pretty frustrating. Partially or mostly my fault for never crafting a ore finder wand. But we got there in the end. Oh, fuck me!
As long as you get
Okay.
above a 10, you don't lose the gold. You get it.
Let me zoom out a little here. These mining montages that I've been doing, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them in forever because it really is the same thing. The way ore generates in Greg Tech, it's always in the center chunk of a 3x3 chunk. So I just dig 9 down and then 16 across, get everything I need, and then never return mostly. It's good to pass the time, but it's not something that I'm gonna show forever. Just trying to get through more of the quest book. This golden lasso, I could pick up any mob and transport it back over to my base. It'd be fun to make a little zoo. I don't know how realistic that is, but it's more of a long-term goal of mine. Not like I'm anywhere near a pocket dimension, but once I have that pocket dimension, maybe I'll build one there. Maybe I'll just keep my base in the overworld forever. I don't know. It's something I've been fucking around with in my head. Prospecting veins this week was a bit more stressful than it needed to be. Again, because I lack the ore wand, but also because I haven't been sleeping most nights in the game. So there were mobs everywhere waiting for me. I want a wider strip around the base to be known to me, For example, as of right now, I'm fairly sure I only exposed one lapis vein over by the old village grass base. So exposing more was the plan, only really maybe covering a tenth of the ground I wanted to cover, with some friends watching me dig. Felt real smart using this guy's web against him. I didn't really know what the next guy coming up was, though. Could have been worse, all things considered. And worse was coming. What a panicked dirt placement that was. Gravity creepers are really no joke. I actually had one crash my instance once before this, so even getting near it was a poor call by me. After this, I took a good long break from prospecting the overworld and set my sights on some more questbook quests, like my kitchen. A lot of the cooking recipes are more tedious than difficult. Macerate the wheat, put the dough in some water to wash it, on and on. Making sure you have all the right ingredients can definitely feel like a chore, but the saturation you get, the yellow highlights you'll occasionally see around my hunger icons, really make everything feel worth it. Oh, and getting one of the 20 meals needed for that axe felt great too. I also found this neat little recipe to get some extra rubber, as crafting the tree taps was getting really old extremely fast. All I had to do was centrifuge some green congealed slime from the slime trees, now pops rubber dusting glue. Since I was gonna need a lot of rubber for wires, I would start growing slime trees in my front yard for the foreseeable future. If you're playing along, batch crafting is absolutely necessary. Do not take it for granted. There's 32 circuits. Crafting all the kitchen supplies, kitchenware, did take up a good chunk of time, but some recipes would require it, and I didn't really see a path around it. It's not really resource intensive at all, but it did feel good to get done. You won't see me using any of the tools or the kitchen, which the kitchen gets to upgrade itself. It is looking pretty as of now, but there's no actual interesting footage from that really. Since I'm a little bit of a completionist, I just wanted to get all of that done. Next up was some machine work. Wasn't supposed to be a priority this week, but looking back, it's most of what was actually achieved. Shout out to Cat's Cozy Games for some tutorials on the machines I was way too scared to make, but do end up making later this video. After this cutting machine though, it was time for a new toy. That is my new favorite thing in this mod pack. I don't know what took me so long to get around to the hang glider, but now that I have it, I'm going to be looking for new movement modifiers immediately, every new tier I hit. The crafting recipe itself isn't even too intensive. At least if you already have the steel, there isn't any weight to it. It makes getting around to various parts of my area way easier and just more fun, more enjoyable. But when I first do use it, it's raining. You lose a lot of height quickly, so I couldn't really get the distance that I know that I could get now, hopping from tree to tree in my area. A little bit more of a meta thing. Hope you guys aren't getting sick of the Halo music because it is not going to stop. Wasn't really necessary yet, but I started upgrading my water output in anticipation of more machines drawing more power. And I used this neat little trick I learned from Duct, another GTNH YouTuber. Check him out as well as Cat's Cozy Games. If you shift left click on pipes, you will replace them. I wanted a whole array of advanced solar boilers on this roof, as burning the coal coke for steam didn't feel that great when I was still using coal coke blocks to make steel in my bricked blast furnace. This little trick of, not even trick, this tip of setting shutters or valves in your pipes also supposed to help with lag in your game. This way the fluid isn't constantly sloshing around. What a godsend the Steam multi-block macerator is. I will be eternally hitting myself for not making this earlier. It helps process all of the ores you get way quicker than just waiting on the single block macerator. As of right now, the steps I've been using are macerating, throwing it in the forge hammer, and then a furnace, and I went from 1 stack of iron maybe a day or two ago to 1.8k in the last 2 days. I also went to the nether, got some tetrahedrite to work on the battery quest. I also mined out this mica vein to finally make the last steps towards an EBF, the coils. Only found one of these mica veins so far, but luckily I didn't need a lot of the mica to finish up the coils. I didn't place the EBF down yet, but you'll most likely see that next week. Hopefully not jinxing myself like I've been with the healing axe. Mica sheets acquired, some weird asbestos mica rubber combos. I also thought about turning the 2 bricked blast furnaces that had down a couple floors into a full set of 4 bricked blast furnaces. So I grabbed some more gypsum from another ore vein and made that happen as well. Won't bother showing all that mining again. I feel like it's already a bit of overload of that this episode. This concrete recipe is horrible. I really do have to find a better way to craft up some concrete. That, however, is another weekly update. I feel like I got more done this week, and I hopefully won't have some weird frame rate issue like the last episode had. Sorry about that quality. I messed around with a lot of OBS and DaVinci settings to try and prevent that happening again. Healing Axe, believe it or not, is still pretty high up on my list. I will get around to it at some point. Some of the other Steam multi-blocks may be in my future too. Who knows? Maybe even MV circuit or two. I don't really have a direction this week at all. There's the 4 wide bricked blast furnace though. Thanks for watching. See you soon.